Hello, fellow chalking friends. Hello, hello. Welcome to Sunday Night Fun Chalking. Oh, I have missed you guys. Oh my goodness. Hello, hello, hello. So when you get here, please say hello. Say hello. Tell me that you're here. I always appreciate that. Hello, Carol. If we're not friends on Facebook, it does not tell me you're here. So I always appreciate knowing who's watching. So if you can just say, hi, Maria. Plus, that's how we all get to know each other, and then I get to talk to you. So especially if you're new to us. Hello, Janine. Live number 2. Ooh, are you watching somebody else too, Janine? Hey, Carol. Hey, Jan. Welcome, everybody. Janine, what does hashtag live 2 mean? I'm really new to the whole hashtag thing. I don't understand them. So tell me what that means. So if you get an opportunity, please just say hi, because then I know who all is here, and it gives me an opportunity to talk to you all. And that's how we all get to know each other. So let me know that you're here. I always appreciate it. So happy Sunday night chalking. I have been so busy all weekend. I had an amazing opportunity to go up north and hang out with my dad and his lake, and prepared lots of surfaces, which is what we're doing tonight. Is we are going to chalk on a surface that I stained over the weekend. Hey, Linda Squared, welcome to our chalking party. Where's your other half? Linda chalked her first project. And if you're in the Making Maria VIP group, she posted a picture of it. And I have to tell you, Linda, I am oh, there's our other Linda. Now both Lindas. Linda, and Linda Squared are here. I was very impressed because Linda Squared's very first project was a C-size transfer, which, you know, is adventurous for a first-time chalker. So impressed that you posted that picture. I mean, you picked up that transfer on Friday, and on Saturday, you'd already posted the picture of the beautiful project you made. So kudos to you, Linda Squared. Great job, and it looked so cute on that board. Nice job. So tonight, we are, oh hey Lisa, welcome. We are going to make a fun little project. Oops, sorry, I'm pushing wrong buttons. There we go. We are going to do bed and breakfast. Be our guest where you make both. Oh, and we're going to do it on this really pretty gray. Wow, I don't think I have you zoomed in, but boy, you guys are really close. Hang on, let me see if I can fix you. Because you're not going to, if we do it this way, you're not going to see the whole project. Okay, I don't think I have you. Oh, I guess I did have you zoomed in. Sorry. All right, we'll zoom you out a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now you can see the whole thing. Hey, Debbie, welcome to our chalking party. So I have this very nice gray wooden pine circle board. I love these circle boards. They're very popular. You can do lots of different things with these wood circles. And I buy them this way at you can get them at any big box home improvement place. They're in like the raw lumber section. I just sand them down and then I stain them. It's super easy. But they are wood, so anytime you're going to chalk on wood, you want to wax it. And I did not have a chance to do that because we have not been home very long. So I just use a finishing wax. Chalk Couture also makes a wax if you don't want to invest in a big, huge container like this. So to give you some perspective, this is the very first big, huge wax container I bought. So it's a year old and I'm still not through it. So you don't need this big, huge wax container. You can the Chalk Couture ones that look like little chapsticks are perfectly acceptable, and they're less of an investment than this one. But if you're going to go for it, or if you have this laying around because you've used it for other things in your house, you know this works. But you just take a rag that you're only going to use for waxing, because once you get the wax on it, it doesn't really come off. I have hangers that are already on these, so I'm being conscious of where my top is. And you just rub the wax across the wood. So I get lots of questions about what to wax, what not to wax. And basically, I wax anything that is wood or is a chalkboard. that is an inexpensive, woody, fibrous-y chalkboard. The Chalk Couture chalkboards are made for our surfaces. You do not need to wax them. They're perfectly fine just the way they are. I do, however, wax anything from Chalk Couture that is wood. So the palette boards I wax. That's pretty much it that we have that's wood. The chalkboards I don't wax. Everything else is a chalkboard. So if it's a wood palette board from Chalk Couture, I wax it. Any wood. And then if I buy an inexpensive chalkboard from anywhere, I wax it. Just because you want to be safe with your transfers. So what waxing does is waxing puts a barrier between your surface and your transfer. And it does it for or you want it for a few reasons. You want it because, number one, your transfer doesn't have to work as hard when you go to pull it off. Because it's not so stuck to the wood. And the other thing is because your transfers are sticky, if you're using like a fibrous wood, when you go to pull it off, you can pull off those little tiny wood fibers. And then they get stuck in your transfer and you can't get them out. So it does hurt the longevity and future uses of your transfer. So that's why you wax. So basically anything that's not Chalk Couture or anything that's wood, I wax. Now, I don't wax enamel. I don't wax glass. Sometimes I wax galvanized depending on the texture of the galvanized and how it feels. You just have to be careful when you're using a surface that's not a Chalk Couture surface because you can ruin a transfer. So not long ago I did a video where I completely ruined a transfer because I was doing it on a surface that I had bought at a discount store, and the paint, it was like a spray painted, the paint came off on my transfer and I'm never going to get that off. So just be careful when you're using a surface that's not a Chalk Couture surface or isn't like a solid wood piece of wood that you've sanded down. You know, a piece of lumber, a piece of pine, you know, that's smooth, you've made it smooth, you're relatively safe with those. But any type of fibrous board, pallet boards, raw lumber that's still raw and hasn't been sanded, just be careful on those. So all I've done basically is stall as I'm talking to you because I want my wax to soak in and dry a little bit on my surface because then I'm going to buff it off. So while we're letting that dry a little bit, let's talk about first off, what is Chalk Couture? Well, Chalk Couture is a company, an amazing company, I have to stress that completely. We are chalking the halls, walls, accents, and accessories of homes across America. It was created to be designed, loved, and repeated for every season and any reason. We bring easy, high-end DIY home decor directly to you, and we do that by offering reusable adhesive silkscreen transfers, Chalkology paste, couture ink, surfaces that you can create on, and accessories to make chalking so much fun. And it's easy and a stress-free way of crafting. Now we have a little visitor who's just dying for you to see him.
Hi. Bye.
Good night. Good night, Charlie. Charlie says good night, everybody.
Oh, I love that smell.
He loves the smell of the wax. He's always loved the. Don't go smelling the wax. Go to bed.
But it smells so good.
Does not smell
Hi,
good.
Mr. Shoelace Lady.
I don't think the shoelace lady is here, buddy. I haven't seen her yet. When I see her, I'll tell her. He calls Virginia the shoelace lady because she helped him tie his shoes. Oh. Nobody in my house has their real name. Have you ever noticed? We got Linda, we got Linda Squared. Nobody has their real name. Everybody has a nickname. So Verge is the shoelace lady to Charlie. Oh, and thank you, Terry, for doing the next thing. If you can share my video, I greatly appreciate it when you share my video. It helps me tremendously when you do that. So if you have an opportunity to please hit that share button, it does help me when you do that. Okay, so I've let my wax sufficiently soak in. Now you can put the wax on and leave it on as long as you want. So sometimes before I go to bed, I'll just wax everything and then leave it out, and then in the morning I buff. It depends on, you know, how much time I have. When I'm doing them for you guys, usually it's a last minute project, and so I'm buffing it right with you guys. But you know, the longer you can let it soak in, the better. I am buffing it. I don't buff it on my surface just because you guys jiggle. It's much easier to buff when it's on your surface. So just set it on your table and buff away. Don't do it the way I'm doing it. I'm just doing it so you guys don't jiggle. So you just buff it away, and that's all you do. And you can instantly feel the difference in your surface. I gotta find my top. There we go. Always know where your hanger is so that you're not Maria and you're not chalking on upside down. Because then your son has to come in and, because he puts my hangers on for me, and then he has to refix it for me when I do it upside down. It's kind of a reputation that I have. All right, so got my hanger at my top, making sure it's straight, and then I got my circle board. So what we're gonna do is a super cute transfer. This one is called Bed and Breakfast, and I think we're gonna pretty much use all the elements. Hey Carla, hey Paige, hey Ashton. Wow, we got lots of people here tonight. Happy Sunday night to everybody. Hey Terry, I don't know if I said hi to Terry yet. Hello everybody. Okay, so first thing you do when you have a Chalk Couture transfer is you take it out of the package. When you take it out of the package, it has a flap. You don't need to cut it, and you don't want to cut it, because you're going to store your transfer right back in this plastic, because it has the directions on the back. So when you use your transfer and 2 months later you go back to use it again, you're like, what did she say I was supposed to do? It's right here, right on the back. So you store your transfers right back in your plastic. So they do have this little flap. You just pull it open, pull your transfer out, and then when we're all done, we're just going to stick it right back in there. So set this aside. So that's step number 1. Take it out of the plastic. And then we have this beautiful transfer that says Bed and Breakfast. And, uh-oh, maybe we don't fit. We fit. We're going to make it fit. Yeah, we fit. So we better do our rooster first. It's not a chicken, right? My farm girls, it's a rooster. Oh, Carol, what kind of color stain did I use? It's just gray. It's Minwax. I think it's classic gray. But I can tell you, Carol, I'll find out. But it's not fancy. Just gray stain. Minwax, cheap, inexpensive stain. Okay, so I've got my transfer, and this is a C size transfer. So C size transfers are 18 by 12 by 18 in size. And this one has a couple really nice pieces to it that I think, especially if you have a guest room, like I'm gonna take this Be Our Guest, and I'm gonna make a frame with our Wi-Fi password in it. The Bed and Breakfast, where you make both with the rooster, I think would be super cute in anybody's farmhouse kitchen. The rooster, this piece alone, if you're a farmhouse kind of gal or guy, this is a really nice piece. This is the only transfer we have that has a big rooster with there's a name for this. A weather thing, right? What's it called? Boy, I can't think of anything tonight, ladies. It's a weather thing, right? Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, was going around on the top of the house. Turny thingy. A weather turny thingy with a rooster on it. Yeah. So this is a really nice size, and he's super cute. Oh my gosh. I mean, just him alone. Wouldn't he be adorable on a tea towel? Breakfast, where you make it, would be nice. You could just change the words a little bit. There's just some nice things you can do with this guy. It's a C-size transfer, and C-size transfers, let me get rid of that for you. Everybody please share my video. I'm taking it away now. A C-size transfer is $24.99. So when you have a transfer like this that has pieces, it has these weather vane. Thank you, Terry. That's what, and Debbie both. Thank you so much. That's what it's called. My hamster on my wheel just could not come up with that. It's a weather vane. So you just cut it apart on the silk screen line. So your transfer has these little lines in it, so that's how you know where to cut it. And you just cut it right apart with your transfer trimmers. Now, I like the transfer trimmers for a couple reasons. Obviously, it's adhesive on the back of your transfer, so your scissors, which I figured out was what was wrong with my scissors, it can get gunky. And these scissors are made so that they don't get gunky. They're something coated, something. Yeah, see, I should know all this, but they're special for your transfers so they don't get gunky. Well, we're going to test it out over time and see. But I did ruin my other scissors look at just this little piece right here. That's super sweet too. Okay, so we're cutting it apart because I need to space it out on my board. So I was thinking bed and breakfast where you make both. I kind of wanted to be our guest on it too. And then we could even do a, oops, do a zoop and a zoop. We could use the whole transfer. I don't usually do that, right? I'm always usually doing pieces of stuff. Bed and breakfast where you make both. That'd be kind of cute. What do you think of that? Or should I not do this? If I don't do that, I kind of have this big space up here because I need to go down on my circle board to get my bed and breakfast on there. And it does have somewhat of a curve to it because I could do bed and breakfast, but it has that kind of curve to it, so I don't think I can really do that. Or should I skip these guys and just do this? That's kind of cute too. We're gonna see about these. So I wanted to do this relatively neutral, just because I'm probably gonna sell this board. So I try to do more neutral decor when I'm selling stuff, just because I obviously don't know who's going to purchase it and what their decor is. And the color is already gray, so I've already limited it somewhat by making the stain gray. So I was gonna go neutral with black, white, greige, the new gray, and maybe some almond. Oh, I've been meaning to tell you. I forgot to post it. When I made the pumpkins the other night and I said I was using almond, I was really using the new iced coffee, which was a much darker cream. So this is iced coffee, which is much darker than fawn. It used to be fawn. Almond. So it looked really nice on a whiteboard. So these are kind of the color palette I was going with. Really neutral. Greige will show up very nicely on the gray board. This might be better than fawn. And I don't know if we necessarily need to do black. I'm kind of really lately into the whole muted, extra muted. Because I thought that those pumpkins that we did with the iced coffee and the greige on that whiteboard, and that was just, oh, Storm. That was the other color we could do. Where the heck is Storm? Storm's hiding on me. Where's my Storm? My Storm is hiding. All right, we're not using Storm. Well, Storm is probably too dark anyway. I don't know how my chalk takes a walk. All my chalk is in one room. But apparently, my Storm has taken a walk. But we're not using it anyway. So we're going to start with bed and breakfast just because that one kind of sets the tone. We could completely do our weather guy in the middle and do bed and breakfast right over him. That might be cute as well, and that would give us a little more room. But he's so stinking cute all by himself, right? We kind of want the detail of him. You guys are being really quiet. I think though where you make both is so funny because anybody that has stayed at my house knows that that is so the case at my house. You are totally making your own breakfast. First of all, I don't like morning, and secondly, I don't eat breakfast. So if you stay at my house, you're on your own for breakfast. All right, so I'm going to start opening paste. So I'm opening up, this is almond, which is a very pretty cream, basically. I'm just going to stir it. It's a beautiful consistency already. You want your chalk to be a yogurt sour cream consistency. So he's good to go. And I just put my little top right back on him. This is our greige, which is a very pretty pale gray. Super pale gray. It's not gunmetal. It's pale. It's a very pale gray. Again, he's in a beautiful consistency, so we don't need to do anything to him, but give him a good stir. I'm going to open up our white. Ooh, maybe. White might need a drink. Then I get to use my new mister. Oh yeah, white needs a drink. So this new mister, watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I did not make paste go flying. Linda likes the layout. Thank you, Linda. Okay, so I just added a little bit of water and give them a stir. You do that to your chalk anytime it feels a little resistant as you stir it, seems a little dry. You just give them a little first you stir it. You always stir it first because sometimes you just need to work it and it'll just loosen up once you stir it. Then, if you're still getting a little, like this guy's still being a little tough on me, I just give him a little zhuzhing with some water. So I really like the new mister because it doesn't make my water go splatter all over. And you would not normally do this over your surface. This is one of those, like my kids, do as I say, not as I do. Now I did wax the surface, so if I got a little bit of a bloop on it, I could get it off, but not a big bloop. Because it is wood, right? Wood are one time. Ooh, hello, Alessandra. If you plan on selling it, leave the Be Our Guest off. It will leave enough space for the customer's last name. Yes, that's true, but I don't like to personalize. I'm not that nice, Alessandra. Alright, so I'm just stirring it up, getting it a good consistency, and again, I just stick my top right back on it. And then I'm going to open up my black, last one. I don't know if we're going to use all these colors, but I'm getting ready. Okay, so now I give this one, ooh, this guy's good too. Boy, everybody's good today. And they've been sitting for 2 days. I haven't chalked in 2 days. It was so nice to come back, and I said to my husband when we got home, I cannot wait to put chalk in my hand. You know, when you spend all weekend prepping surfaces, and you're imagining all the great things you're going to put on them, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's time. I need to get to my room. I need to get to chalking. Okay, so we're all ready to go. We're going to start with bed and breakfast, which is probably the most predominant part that I want to stick out. So I will probably do that. Hey, Montina, welcome from California. Hey, Montina. I'm setting up my bed and breakfast for when you come to Wisconsin. In September, Montina. I've been giving Montina a hard time. She needs to come to Wisconsin. So I think we'll do bed and breakfast in black. Our little guy in greige. A little rooster guy in greige. But see, where you make both should really be closer to bed and breakfast. So maybe we should put him down more. Bed and breakfast. See, don't you think that that's the tagline? Bed and breakfast, where you make both. And then the rooster guy. And maybe we just get rid of beer. But we need something up here. We could do this to fill in this space up here. We have to go down lower. I meant for them to put their name on it themselves. My cousins do that when they buy stuff. Okay, that's funny. Yes, you're welcome to personalize anything on your own. I'm just not that nice. No, I could do it, but there's really not, we don't have a font that's small enough to fill up this little space. All right, so we could do it that way. I'm ready. All right, Montina, buy the flippin' airplane tickets and get your butt here. I've got my bed and breakfast ready. You just have to make both, your bed and your breakfast. Because I'm not doing it. I'm just not that nice. All right, so this is number one. Option number one is the foofy flower, or leaves. Option number two is Be Our Guest. Should I do option number one, or should I do option number two? Do, 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 do. I know there's a Facebook delay, so I have to wait for you to answer. Because I really think that where you make both should be closer to bed and breakfast. But I don't know, maybe you don't think that. Maybe it doesn't matter. Could be down here. We could stick it back down here. Bed and breakfast where you make both. We could do it that way. Oh, Verna Shavlik is in the house. Hello, hello, Verna. Verna says number two. Okay. Terry says number two. So no foofy leaves. Now the question is, oh, hey, Heather. Welcome. Hey, Linda. All right. Debbie, everybody says number two. Nobody likes the foofy leaves. Okay. So I need a spot in your basement so we can chalk. Montina, my whole basement is a chalking studio. Come on to Wisconsin. And, well, we can take this offline, Montina, but I got a lot of space, Montina. All of you can stay here. So, the next question is, where you make both? Right underneath bed and breakfast or underneath the rooster? So, option number 1 is underneath bed and breakfast. Option number 2 is underneath the rooster. I'm leaning in option number 2. But I'm just worried that, you know, it doesn't make sense. The sign has to make logical sense. 2. Linda says number 2. Thank you, Linda. Oh, that's Linda squared. See, Linda is, I'm going to get you guys confused sometimes. Linda squared says 2. Verna says 2. It's so nice to have you on Facebook, Verna. I do have to say, even if it's only to watch my crazy videos. All right, Verna says 2. Linda squared says 2. Terry says 2. We're going with number 2. Okay, so we're going to start with bed and breakfast because it's the biggest. Hey, Heather. Heather says number 2 as well. All right, we're doing bed and breakfast first. First thing we have to do, we've waxed our board. It's in beautiful shape to be chalked on. We've stirred our chalks. They're ready to go. We now have our transfer. We flip our transfer over, and on the back of the backer sheet, we write what the transfer is. I love you too, sister. Okay, so we write it on the back. We do that for 2 reasons. Number 1, it tells us which side is the back. Number 1 tells us which side is the back. Number 2, it helps us put the right pieces back on the correct backer sheet. Heather says you could put the Be Our Guest under chicken and put bed and breakfast. Oh, so do it opposite. So do bed and breakfast where you make both like this. Flip it around. Be Our Guest. Oh, that's not a bad idea. What do you guys think of Heather's idea? This is participative, people. This is not passive. You might be sitting there with your glass of wine thinking you're just going to watch Crazy Maria Chalk, but I need your input, people. That's not bad, Heather. Although then it's above the bed and breakfast. Oh, geez Louise. And this is bigger font. This one's spread out a little more. Oh, Verna says great. I'm overthinking. This is what happens when I don't put chalk in my hands every day. I overthink. We could put where you make both right over here. See, the possibilities are endless. The creativity that we could have, or are having, I should say. I don't know. I'm overthinking. I just need to put chalk down. We're going to start with bed and breakfast. Oh, Verna says it's better that way. Okay. Okay, we're doing it that way. Bed and breakfast. So, we've written the name of our transfer on the back of our backer sheet. Now we need to remove it from the backer sheet. The backer sheet you save because that's how you store your backer. So you just carefully separate your adhesive transfer from the backer sheet and you gently pull it off. Now this is a very large piece. You want to be very careful with it. Set this aside because you're going to use that when you're all done. When you clean your transfer, you're going to put it right back on there. Now you have a very sticky transfer in front of you. So the first thing you need to do to it is fuzz it. So I have it laid flat, sticky side up, and I take my fuzzing towel and I just stick it right to it. And then I can flip it over and it's not as big of a deal. I'm not manipulating my transfer as much. You do not want the back of your transfer to stick to itself. So if the sticky side is up and it sticks to itself, be very, very careful when you pull it apart. Yes, I agree, Heather. There are too many choices and they all look awesome, right? And I find that when I'm making signs for other people, I really overthink. When I'm making them for myself, I don't overthink them as much. Okay, so I'm super fuzzing. I'm gonna stick it to wood. Not as bad as if I was gonna, I have this crazy string in my, I have to cut that guy off. All right, so we're gonna stick down our bed and breakfast. And it's gonna take up, again, I'm just checking where my hanger is so that I get it straight to my hanger. I've learned these lessons the hard way. So what I truly do is I hook the hanger right on my glass mat so then I know how the board is going to lay or hang. Now you don't have to hang these boards. These are really nice boards to just put in an easel, or you could seal it and you could actually turn it into a Lazy Susan. It looks really nice on a bookshelf, on a kitchen, on like a plate stand. There's all kinds of fun things you can do with these cute little guys. I love these wood circle boards. Okay, so we're back to color choices. I think the rooster, the weather vane, is going to be the greige. And then I think we're going to do bed and breakfast in black. We'll do, or maybe we should do it in white. See, we're back to overthinking where you make both. Maybe I have too many colors out. Is really the moral to the story. We need less colors. So maybe we should just do greige and black. Or maybe get rid of black. Because the black is kind of stark, but so is the white. Alright, we're going white. We're going to do bed and breakfast in white, be our guest in white, where you make both, and the rooster in greige. Hey Cheryl, welcome to our chalking party. Okay, so our white is really thick. But we're going to use very little of it, so I'm not super worried about it. Okay, so I'm pulling all my stuff off, and I'm ready to chalk. So I have my transfer down, I've pushed all my air out, and I've taken my finger and I've gone up and down every single little tiny letter. That's so I make sure that my adhesive part of my transfer is stuck down so that I get a clean chalk. I then take my squeegee. I'm going to use the small squeegee for this. When you look at your squeegee has an angle to it. The angle is the front of the squeegee. When I squeegee, I hold my fingers down towards the bottom of the back and I squeegee straight up and down with my fingers down, and I go straight across. So just like this, straight. I don't flap my squeegee. If I flap my squeegee or if I squeegee loosey-goosey like this, I get big blobs of paste, and it's a waste of paste. Plus, if you're doing a transfer that requires layering and you have big blobs of paste, you're much more likely to pull the paste off when you're layering. So straight up and down, fingers towards the bottom, just straight across. You can either take your stir stick and blob on your paste, or you can dip and go. I do both. It just kind of depends on, you know, how much surface is there. The more surface there is, I tend to dollop my paste onto the project. When it's just a straight across like this, I just dip and go. But for like our rooster, because he's such a big screen space, I will probably dollop. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way. You just do it the way that you become comfortable with. Now, as you go across, you really want to make sure that you have no lines in your silk screen, because you will see them when you go to pull it off. So it's time to take it off. I've just squeegeed it right on. I start them in the corner, but I pull from the middle. And I do that because I don't want to stretch out my transfer. The other thing I do is I pull straight up and down. I don't pull like this. Pull it straight up and down, and voila! Okay, that's cute. Okay, so I take my transfer, I stick it right in my water bath. I make sure that it gets down into the water, because when it's down in the water, it's no longer sticky, and I don't have to worry about it sticking to itself or it sticking to the future transfers I'm going to put in there. So now I just dry our chalk. I want to dry it so that I don't stick my finger in it. Okay, so I'm just giving it a quick little dry. It takes no time at all for it to dry. Okay, so I'm all dry. Yep, all dry. So we're gonna do our Be Our Guest, our little rooster guy. And or you make both. Okay, so let's do, we can do our Be Our Guest next. Same thing. Take my transfer, I lay it face down. Oops, I got it right on the back of it. Be Our Guest. You just write on it with Sharpie, then it stays on. Or any permanent marker, not that we want to be, you know, brand specific. Doesn't matter. So again, I pull my transfer off my backer sheet. Now this guy's not so big, so he's pretty easy to manipulate or maneuver where I want him to be. And I'm just going to fuzz him a couple times, just softens my adhesive a little bit. Fuzzing is a very necessary step, very easy step. It's a fancy word for you just picking up some lint that softens your adhesive a little bit, makes it not quite so sticky. Then when you go to wash your transfer, it all comes right off in your water bath. Again, I just stick it down, get all my air out, go across, go from the middle out. Now we're going to use Greige, which is the new fancy gray. I have to honestly say I don't particularly care for the name. And I don't because I have a hard time saying it. So this one again, new squeegee, or just wipe your squeegee off. Put my fingers to the bottom. I have my angle forward. Just dip it in. Stick it down. Again, I don't want to squeegee like that. If I squeegee like that, I get these big blobs. Even if I squeegee with my fingers up here, a lot of people do this, and you end up with these big blobs. Put your fingers to the bottom and go straight across. And it's a much different smoothness. Get your lines out. Make sure you cover up your whole silk screen. Don't go off your silk screen because this is wood. This isn't like a chalkboard. Make sure you don't have any lines. Get all that excess off because you don't want to waste any paste. Start my transfer in the middle, or on the corner, pull from the middle. Now these colors are extremely close to each other. So there's not a huge color variation in them, but there is a color variation in them. So see you have, I don't know if you can't see the difference, I don't think. One's a little bit, obviously the white is a little bit brighter than the Greige. So maybe we should do our rooster in black, so that we have some depth of color. What do you guys think? Should we do our rooster in black? We were going to do him in the Greige, and maybe we do where you make both in the Greige to balance it. We could do, well, if I could find my storm, we could do storm, which would be, but that was going to be much darker. They're very close. Just a, you know, this is just a little more faint, so it doesn't stick out as much. If we make our rooster black, he's going to be predominant on the board. So I'm going to wipe up my squeegees while you guys take a vote. Ooh, red. Ooh, Cheryl, you were reading my mind. Currant jam. Cheryl, you are my color girl, man. Melissa, hey, Melissa from Canada. Welcome. I am trying to do muted colors, but I can totally go, because that, you were right, Cheryl. I was actually thinking red the other day when I forgot about that. Let's do red. Hey, Melissa from Canada. Heather says black or storm. If we go red, which, okay, so this isn't really red. This is kind of a cranberry. Very pretty color. Looks gorgeous on this board. Used a ton of this color on this board in the holiday season. Yep, currant jam would be beautiful. Carol agrees with Cheryl, red. All right, we're going red. See, I'm so easily distracted. This is a beautiful color, currant jam. And I've said this story before, but I just have to share it with you. When I first started with the company, and I got my kit, which when you sign on as a designer, you pay $99 and you get this kit. And in the kit comes $240-ish worth of stuff. And you get 5 pastes and all these transfers and some business supplies and things like that. Heather likes the jam idea. Okay. And current jam was one of the colors that came in my kit. And I was like, really? I don't particularly care for this color. Oh my gosh, I used it so many times. It was like the best color of the holiday season. I used it so many times. And current jam is now near and dear to my heart. But I'm one of those people. I think I either have to see someone use it or I have to use it before I'm like, oh, like guava. We use guava as our example. I'm still not a huge fan of guava, but every time I use guava, I like guava a little bit more. It's just one of those things that the more I think you see colors and you use colors, the more they look cool. This is a great idea, Cheryl. Once again, Cheryl is our color go-to girl. Woman, I should say. Mature lady. So I'm putting our little rooster in. I just want to figure out my spacing. Yep. I don't want to put him too close, but I don't want to put him too far either. Got to leave a little bit of room for our... Now he has a lot of screen to him, so I am going to work him to get the air out, because he has a lot of air space. So you just start in the middle, push out. You can hear air. It makes like this crunch noise. So when I go like that, you can hear the air. That is, when you're chalking, that is not a good sound. But when you're just getting the air out, it's a great sound. So our little rooster guy has some green dots in him. Anywhere there's green, there's transfer. So he's going, excuse me, he is going to be naturally distressed. He's going to have some gray peeking through him, and he's supposed to be that way. It doesn't mean your chalk has dried. It doesn't mean you've done something wrong. It just means he was made to be that way. Okay, so I've got all of our air out. I'm making sure we're centered. I'm actually, oh my gosh, I am pulling out a ruler. What is wrong with me? So these, I would tell you, these wood circle boards are like almost 17.5 inches round. So he is not quite centered, but he is in his body part. We're going for it. He looks good, right? He looks centered. Looks close enough. He's Maria centered, as much as Maria centers. And he's centered with our words. So, yeah. This part of his weather vane is centered. So, we're going with that. Okay. So, I've just stirred up my chalk paste. I take my little squeegee guy. Dip and go. Actually, I'm going to dollop this one. Thank you, Carol, for giving us the dollop board. We dollop our paste because we stir it to a sour cream yogurt consistency. And we're going to do a dollop with Daisy. For those of you who don't have the Daisy brand yogurt by you, oh, you don't know what I'm talking about. But there's a brand of yogurt. I don't know if you can get it all over, but there is here. It's called Daisy. And their little tagline is do a dollop with Daisy. But it's sour cream. So since we stirred a sour cream, Carol came up with that wonderful expression that we dollop our paste on. Oh, this is a beautiful consistency too. Okay, so now look at those big lines. You see those big lines? If I do not smooth those out, when I pull off my transfer, you are going to see it. So we just want to make sure we get those off. Now I'm not quite too sure what's going on here, because that's not a line. It must be something in my silk screen. Okay, so smooth out all my lines so I don't have any lines. Only really worried about it where you see silk screen. Where there is no silk screen, you don't worry about it. Okay, so I start in my corner. I pull from the middle. So see, I'm pulling it straight up and down from the middle. Oh, that was a good choice, Cheryl. Good call, Cheryl, good call. Okay, so again, I'm just sticking him in my water bath. Drying off my hand. Oh, is he cute? Okay, so I am drying it. He's going to change color when he's dry. And you'll be able to see him because he'll lose his sheen. There's a lot of paste to him, so it takes a minute longer to dry it off. You're gonna just use a hair dryer. You don't need the heat, you just need the air. Okay. He is cute. Oh my gosh, in a farmhouse kitchen, or anywhere really, this would be beautiful. Good call, Cheryl, on her color. All right, so where you make both is all we have left, and then we are done with our lovely project for this evening. So I'm making Maria. I'm your independent Chalk Couture designer. I make a video normally Monday through Friday. Usually I do Sundays as well, but it's kind of an extra added bonus when I do Sundays. But quite honestly, I do Sundays too. 9 o'clock Central Time is my normal time, so you're welcome to join us anytime. If you would like to follow or like my page, you will get notified. I think if you like it, you get notified every time, or you can go in and change your notifications to standard, and then you'll get notified every time I go live. On every day we do something different, and Thursdays are Thankful Thursday, and when we share our video 10 times on Thursdays, we play a game and we give away a project or a product, depending on what it is. So if you want to, because many of you are purchasing transfers, which I thank you very much for doing that. If you want to search for specific videos, because I pretty much demo every transfer, you want to go to my YouTube channel to see that, because it's much easier to search on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is the Craft Room Club, and it's all one word. There's no spaces. So you just go to YouTube and type in the Craft Room Club, no spaces, and my page will pop up. And then it's very easy to search for videos. So if you want to type in a transfer name or a board name or something, it's much easier to find them there. But you can also go here on Facebook and see them, because they're all here. So I'm just, again, putting my name, or the name, not my name. I'm putting the name of the transfer on the back. If you would like to see these beautiful and amazing products, you would do so at www.chalkcouture.com/makeitmaria. This particular transfer is called Bed and Breakfast. Super cute. It's going to make, that little rooster guy, we're going to make some really cute little towels with our rooster guy. Really cute little towels. So I'm just fuzzing him, giving him a little bit of, it doesn't need much, just a little bit of fuzz. And we're going to put our Where You Make Both right on our bottom. Center it to the bottom of our weather vane. And this, again, I'm going to do in Greige, so that we have that little contrast with our gray. Super pale gray, very close to white. There's not a ton of difference between it and white. Again, just squeegee straight across, making sure that I have my whole silk screen covered, and getting all that extra paste right off. You want to be able to see the words again. If you've got gloppy paste down and you can't see the word, you need to squeegee more. And you really need, oh, I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. You really need, if you get gloppy, you really need to squeegee straight up and down with your fingers towards the bottom, and then you'll get all that excess paste off. Really important, especially when you're layering. So I started in the middle or corner, pull from the middle, and voila! We have our cute little sign. I'm going to dry it quick and I'll show it to you, because I don't want to stick my finger in it and ruin it. Plus it does slightly change color when it's dry. Okay, so here we go. Bed and Breakfast. Be our guest. Where you make both. Very good call on our current jam color. I think that's a nice little, just nice little pop of color. Okay, so I already told you, if you want to see these amazing products, go to www.chalkcouture.com/MakeItMaria. You can see everything right there. If you're not currently in the Making Maria VIP group, you can come and add me, and as long as you're not a designer, I can add you in there, and then you can see this fun specials we do. The Christmas and July specials are obviously ending this week because it will no longer be July. August 1st, we have our fun little Chalk Couture is opening up the vault, and they're bringing back 5 of the all-time most requested retired transfers. And they will go very quickly, and we are limited as to how many we can get, so that is definitely, and it's at 9 o'clock Mountain Time. So 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. The vault is opening. So if you are interested in retired transfers, you're going to get, and the 5 most popular ones, we do not know what they're going to be. I get an hour preview, so I'm going to get to see them an hour before. So I will post what they are. I'm really hoping for Wicked Chickens, where Wicked Chickens lay deviled eggs. That one is the most, I believe, most popularly sought after retired transfer. But that's happening on Thursday. Monday is always Make It Monday, where we do a little bundle, where we have some fun. But you want to be in the Making Maria VIP group. If you're not, you can type in add me, and I'll send you the link. Or you can just put right in your search bar, Making Maria VIP group, and then request to join. If you're curious at all about what it means to be a Chalk Couture designer, and if it's something that you think you might want to do, you can type in curious in the comments or message me, and I'd be more than happy just to give you the information. You can check it out and see if it's something that you would be interested in. And Club Couture is coming. So Club Couture for July, there's a bounce back coupon. If you spend $100 in July and you are a club member, in August you get a $15 coupon, which would be really nice for retired transfers. So if you're currently not a club member, you're running out of time to do those things. So if you are a club member and you have looked at that coupon and thought about it, it's something you want to take advantage of quickly, because the Club Couture members got that in their email. Whew, that is a lot to cover in a short period of time. And as always, if you can share my video, thank you so much. It helps me tremendously. So I'm totally rambling, but this is a super cute and adorable sign. Bed and breakfast. Be our guest where you make both. That's all I got for you, ladies. Oh my gosh, people are messaging me. People, go to bed. Stop messaging me. Kidding. Message me anytime you want. But I'm Making Maria. I'm your independent Chalk Couture designer. Thank you so much for watching me. As always, I appreciate the fact that you joined me. And thanks. Have a lovely night. I will see you back at you tomorrow night. Thanks so much. Have a good one.